And welcome back to the Bart Curtis Show, everybody. And we're celebrating a big victory by the Tigers over Plymouth last night, 70-0. And I have Bryce Duncan with us. And Bryce, it's kind of unique. I feel kind of old because I had both of your parents as students in high school. So, I got some connections there. And, of course, I know your grandpa Herb and your grandma. So it's really good to have you on the show. Let's tell everybody what you do for the Tigers.
I'm a split end, so I'm always out on the outside blocking for Tucker and the three of our halfbacks we have. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, blocking seems to be a lot of what our split ends and our wideouts do, although there are certain occasions where you get to have a pass thrown to you, too, from time to time. Is that right or not?
Oh, yeah, maybe once or twice. Yeah. Once or twice.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your history as far as it goes to playing football. Have you been playing football since junior high days or even Pee-wee football days?
Yeah, I think probably 4th grade I started for Pee-wee. And then 5th grade, moved over to Tiger football, Little Tigers. And then I actually skipped middle school. I did cross country instead. Mm-hmm. And then I decided to come back since I missed it so much.
Absolutely. Well, cross country, that's another tough sport as far as it goes to endurance and gutting it out. And so did you come back then as a freshman then?
Yeah, I came back as a freshman. Had a lot of stuff I needed to relearn.
Right. Well, and what's different? Let's talk a little bit about some of the differences. I mean, you were out of the program for a little bit, but then you come back into it, and of course you came back in when Coach Curtis come into the picture here. So what are some of the things that you saw that are changed that you thought as a result of Coach Curtis and, the type of football we play? What do you think the differences were?
I feel like we're a lot more organized now. There's definitely a lot of structure, and everyone on the coaching staff is super good, and I respect pretty much all of them. And I don't know. I mean, obviously we're running a lot more than we did before. I think we're doing like Power I,
right?
Little Tigers.
Before, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of things I had to learn, but they're all great coaches.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about a typical practice for you. How's things? What are you involved in as far as it goes to your being a split end?
We have Bama drill and stuff like that, where we're always on the outside just kind of pretending to block people.
Right.
And then we have our separate drills or just our split ends. We have our new coach, Coach Kuntz.
Right.
And he's been doing a super good job of getting us really into our blocking and bases and making sure that we're doing our job right.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the goals that you have for yourself here and for the team.
I guess my personal goals, I like to get at least 2 knockdowns every game, making sure I'm cracking those safeties or dogs.
Right.
I guess team goals, as a senior, I want to make it as far as I can.
Sure.
So I like at least sectionals. I want to at least win sectionals again this year.
Right.
And definitely undefeated conference.
Well, I think the way the Tigers are playing right now, it's certainly sectional and maybe even beyond. We can dream the dream, but I know that's not the way Coach Curtis and the coaching staff attacks it. It's one game at a time, and next up is Concord, and the Concord Minutemen will present a challenge. We go back up there. Of course, we lost a heartbreaking game to them last year that cost us the conference championship, so a little revenge might be on the Tigers' minds. What do you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're definitely going to try to get out there and hit them as hard as we can.
All right, very good. Well, thanks so much for being with us there. We really appreciate you being with us there, and we're all very proud of what you guys are doing out there. You're just a well-oiled machine right now, offensive, defensive unit, special teams. It's all running really smooth for the Tigers, and that's a total team effort by everybody involved, including, obviously the players, the coaches, the parents, the fan base. Everybody is just working to make it a great season. And right now it's 3-0 for the Tigers, and a whipping that you guys put on Plymouth last night that I haven't seen ever in my life. So congratulations, and
thank you.
You bet, and have a great day and a good weekend, good Labor Day weekend, and let's get after the Minutemen.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back right after this.
Hello, this is Clay Johnson from N&J Auto Sales. For over 70 years, my family has been in the car business. We have sold thousands of cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans over the years. We are known for quality, low-mileage vehicles and outstanding customer service. But here's something you might not know. We buy vehicles. Have a lease coming due? Stop by N&J. We can make you an offer on your existing lease and might even put some cash in your pocket. N&J Auto Sales, located at the corner of Detroit and Market Street in downtown Warsaw, where we sell and buy vehicles. Stop by and let's talk.
And welcome back, everyone. Now we're going to go over to the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to talk to Jackson Walters. And Jackson, first of all, congratulations on the game last night. It was a tremendous effort by the Tigers.
Thank you, sir.
Let's talk a little bit about your history as far as it goes to playing football, and when did it all start for you?
It all started with me. I played it back at Lakeview for a community thing back in like 4th grade, and then I stopped for 5th and 6th, and then joined back up in 7th and played from then.
Okay, all right. So you played for the last, your junior high years, and now on into the and tell everyone what grade you're in now.
I'm a senior.
Okay, so as a senior, you look back on it there, and you've seen some big changes in the Warsaw Tiger football program. Would you say that's true?
Yes, sir, definitely. I think Coach has really made this program what it is today, and how well it's gone.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about your duties and what you do out there on the football field.
I play D-line, and I just help everyone try to get better. I just try to cheer everyone on. I try to make sure everyone's in the best spirits possible for each and every game.
All right, and so in the practice sessions and stuff, does that mean that, obviously you play the defensive position you play, but you also probably offer some scout team kind of stuff and that kind of thing, or what? Tell us what you do during the normal practice.
I help with scout offense. I play on their line if they need somebody, or sometimes I play as a wide receiver to help catch, to show them routes, what they need to see for linebackers and safeties, what they need to see. And sometimes I help with scout D, and so I can help the offense with their linemen and their halfbacks and their split ends so that they can get a better look on who they're going with next.
Yeah, well, and that's something that people, a lot of times they don't really understand that or really think about it much, but the preparation and going through a week of practice there, you've got to have the scout team and you've got to have the guys doing what you're doing that can imitate the other team that's coming in, so that when our offense and defensive units get out there, they recognize what they're seeing. And, that is just a huge factor in, I don't think teams can do it much, can't do it without having that included in their practice sessions. Now, I thought also, and I think Plymoth found that out last night there, it's hard to imitate the Tiger offense and defense because of our personnel and the people that are involved. And for you to be able to step in and do what you're doing, that's just a real key to the success that the Tigers are having. Okay, let's talk about anything that stands out from the game last night. Other than the score, anything happened special that you thought was pretty cool last night?
What I thought was pretty cool was that we had 2 defensive players that ran back a pick 6, Isaac Veem and then Theo Catras. Those are like the 2 main important things that I saw that stood out to me.
Well, I tell you what, and the people that are watching the show, I'm rolling that underneath us right now, so they're actually seeing those 2 plays that took place there. But the beam one, and we'll show it a number of times throughout the show there. The ball went up kind of like it was a jump ball. Yeah. In basketball, and Beam just came down with it, and then he took off like a racehorse into the end zone. So It was really a cool deal there. And then Theo, of course, I'm always teasing Theo about, Nick got I was teasing him last week a little bit. Well, Nick got a touchdown on an interception. What are you doing? You're the safety. Well, lo and behold, this week then he grabs one, and I saw him after the game. I said, "You just had to do it, didn't you?" But his run back, he looked like a running back out there. The way he was dodging and weaving and getting through the traffic to get into the end zone. So. All right, well, Jackson, it's just been a pleasure talking to you there, and you guys, we are all so proud of you guys. I mean, it's just a total team effort out there in what you do, like we're talking about the scout teams and the different things that you do, and everybody's got their jobs that they do out there, so I don't care whether it's special teams, whether it's the offense, defensive units, all that kind of stuff, and, it's that total team effort there that, right now the Tigers are 3-0 and heading into Concord next week.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a little revenge on your mind as far as goes to getting back up to Concord there. They cost us the conference championship last year. So what do you think about that?
I really hope we can beat them this year because I'm really excited to go against them. I'm ready to help all our teammates just to get together and see if we can win another game.
Absolutely. 1-0, that's what the goal is, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jackson Walters, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck, and have a good week of practice getting ready for the Concord Minutemen, and let's go 1-0 next week, too. We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this.
Job's a joke you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
Talking now to Ian Nichols, and Ian Nichols, of course, is a Warsaw Tiger football player. And Ian, first of all, congratulations on that whipping you put on Plymouth last night. I've been around, like I said, in a couple other interviews, and I don't think I've ever seen one quite that bad. So good job.
Thank you.
Let's talk about you and what your job is, or jobs are, as far as it goes to being a Tiger football player.
Okay, yeah. I play split end, so a lot of crack blocking safety, stock blocking corners, running them off. They occasionally throw us a bone, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, it was just devastating last night watching what you guys did to, Plymouth couldn't handle what was going off there. And did you feel like you were pretty much in control as far as it goes to carrying out your blocking assignments?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect game, but I think we did extremely well with our assignments. And, yeah, I think we did really well. But.
Okay, talk a little bit about your history as far as it goes to how long you've been playing football and that kind of thing. Where did it all start?
So my first year I played football, I was 7. It was at the county league, the Pee Wee League, and I played 2 years there. 2 years a young Tiger, and then middle school and all through high school. But so I've been in it for a while.
Yeah.
But, yep.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about some of your goals that you've had. Or well, first of all, let's go back to the game last night. There was there anything that stood out other than the score that you saw or thought that wow, that was pretty cool?
Yeah. I was pretty proud of how hard we played last night. Because, everybody knew we were going to win. It was
right.
We were pretty
sure of that.
Yeah. We were pretty certain about it. But I think we did a really good job of still playing hard and coming out and hitting people hard. But I was proud of us for that and not kind of letting up when it got pretty one-sided.
Out of hand.
But yeah.
Well, and the other thing too, the psychology of a team. You guys come off of 2 big wins over a couple Duncan schools that play pretty good football. By the way, Michigan City beat Rochester last night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but at any rate, I beat Chesterton, not Rochester. I got my Chesters messed up there. But anyway, but you come off of that and you come into a Plymouth team. They're 0-2. They haven't scored a lot of points. They're a very young team. That was a lot of sophomores. They have a backup freshman quarterback and that kind of thing. But how do you guys feel like you approached the week of practice and stuff? Was it like, hey, we're getting ready for Michigan City? Or what was the mindset, you think, overall of the team?
Coach made it very clear that it's not just a walk in the park this week. We did go into it pretty confident.
Sure.
We shouldn't let that, I don't know. He's all about his loafs and everything.
Right,
so
right.
It doesn't really matter who we're playing. He says we're always playing against the Tigers.
Right,
and
right.
we got to just play our best game of football and then if we do that, everything else will go well.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, and there's a big difference between being confident and cocky.
Yeah.
And I thought you guys just showed a very, business-like confidence when you guys went out onto the field right from the first kickoff on. So that was certainly, fun to watch up in there. Although I got to tell you, the last half of the game there, I almost got a little bit bored. I'm glad they got that clock running.
Yeah. I'm very thankful for the mercy rule, but yeah.
I think Plymouth probably was too, just for the record. But at any rate, we certainly don't want to disrespect Plymouth. They're a proud athletic program over there, and they got a down year going on there. And I've been around it a long time, and I've had down years and been around coaching staffs and teams that have had down years. It's no fun, no question about it. But I'm glad to be a Warsaw Tiger this morning, and you guys are 3-0, and we're just all very proud of what you guys are doing out there. Keep up the good work, and of course, now it's back to work and going after Concord.
All right, yeah, yep.
Absolutely. So 1-0 for next weekend. That's what and we'll be traveling up to Concord to play them, and maybe a little bit of revenge in it because we lost the conference championship last year to them.
Yeah, hopefully so. I mean, that's the goal. But
All right, Ian, thanks so much for being with us. Congratulations on a great game and a great season so far. Let's keep up the good work, and we'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this.
No one told you life was gonna be this way. Your job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
And welcome back, everyone. We're talking to you from the Bart Curtis Show, and we got a special edition, a special feature that we're working on this morning that we're adding to the show today. And as you can see, I'm sitting between two lovely ladies here, and these are the ladies that make everything work around the athletic office. And I've got Amy Berg to my right and Leslie Jackson to my left here. And we're going to introduce them. We're going to talk a little bit about what they do. And Amy, we'll start with you in alphabetical order. Tell us a little bit about your job duties and the things that you do around the athletic office. I know each of you got job descriptions. Let us in on what yours is.
Okay, I'm an events coordinator, and I do a lot of behind the scenes for making an event happen. So as far as workers, I'm going to get your workers, make sure they're in where they need to be, score, whoever's keeping score, more behind the scenes. So a lot of times I don't get to see the whole game, the whole event,
Right.
because I'm the behinds.
Right.
I worry about the ticket situations, and
Right.
that's something that's going to be new this year is the digital ticking.
Okay.
And we just ask for patience and grace right now with
Right,
it
right.
because we are trying to work out the bugs, and there are some bugs in there.
Right.
So
Now let's go into and so that means I'm going to have just a card that I just swipe when I go through. How's that going to be?
there are many options.
okay.
You can get a card printed out, and we will print that out for you if you can't do it at home. We
Okay.
can do it in here.
Oh, okay.
Or a lot of people just have their QR code right on
Oh,
their
yeah,
phone,
yeah,
and you
that's
can
right.
take a picture of it. You can send it to your husband.
Right.
Everybody gets one. Save it in your phone.
And so any event, then I just walk in and I just flash my
That's-
phone up there and away it goes.
Yep, and our ticket taker will have a device that scans
Oh,
it
cool.
to approve it. So it can
Okay.
only be scanned once. So
Right.
it's not like you can give
pass it off,
You
yeah.
can pass it off as many times as you want.
Oh,
But the
really?
problem is when we go to scan it, it'll say already been scanned for that event.
Okay.
So
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so, and the other thing too, people have got to understand is, it's not just one sport we're talking about getting workers for and all that kind of stuff. You got multiple sports, you got to deal with that each and every season, right?
Absolutely, and even though we are in the fall season, we're preparing for winter.
Right,
So
right.
we're already looking ahead at what's basketball going to look like. too.
Absolutely, sure. Leslie, as I call her LJ, I don't know, do many people call you LJ or not?
There's a few.
Okay.
Bart.
Well, there you go. Yeah, all right.
My son-in-law.
Okay. All right, Leslie, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I do a lot of the accounts payable, receivable with like entry fees for when we host events, take care of that. And I take care of the fundraising money for all of the teams.
Wow.
Transportation, getting everybody buses for away stuff, which can be
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot.
absolutely.
Yeah, coordinating everyone's schedule and pickup locations and drop-offs. Sometimes gets a little hairy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know as a coach, former coach, if you got a bus that's late or a bus that doesn't show up, that's puts you in a pretty tough spot.
Right, and again, we ask for grace on that with other schools, and they do the same with us because transportation is so hard right now to get
Right.
drivers and just the timeline to get, a team there on time. I do a lot of the eligibility checks, grade checks, all of that stuff. So,
Yeah.
and whatever Amy needs.
Right. Okay. There you go. All right. Well, and let's talk just the magnitude of this too. When we're talking about athletes, I mean, roughly, like during the fall season, how many athletes are we talking about? We're talking about hundreds of kids, really, right? Is that accurate?
Yeah, I'm probably close to 500 maybe.
Yeah, 500 kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Fall's
yeah,
your biggest.
big one. Yeah. Okay. And then of course, as you move on through, like you said, now as far as it goes to the officials and stuff like that, I mean, do you have to do that, or is that something the ADs do, or the contracts and all that kind of stuff, or yeah.
Michael does, he
That.
schedules the officials
Right.
and also the contracts.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, that, and then just the everyday, as if of course, I come in and out of the office a lot, and there's a constant buzz going on around the athletic office. I mean, just kind of a typical day. You got kids coming in and out. You got coaches coming in and out. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, a lot of kids coming in and out because we house all the physicals. So
Oh, yeah.
get your kids' physical turned in,
Right.
and make sure everything's signed. So yeah, coaches are going to come in, and we have some sports that don't have the coaches here at the high school.
Right.
So you're still communicating with them, but yeah, it's nice to have the coaches coming in, and we also have monitors, athletic
yeah,
monitors,
sure.
and there are sports. So to talk with the kids, get to know the kids a little bit more than just the
Sure.
quarterback.
Yeah,
You get to know a
absolutely.
little bit
Yeah.
more about them, and that's fun because we invest in them, and
Sure.
we turned out to be a lot of people's side moms.
Right, absolutely. Well, that's
Yeah.
great too. I mean, and that's one thing too. I think it's very personal. I always, when I come in, you guys make people feel welcome.
Well, you bring us donuts.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true, right. And we do go out to lunch every once in a while too. So
Absolutely.
that's a good thing
Well worth
also. Well, hey, ladies, you guys just do a fantastic job.
you.
And I mean, it's just, and the reason I wanted to do this segment on the show is just to try and give everyone a picture of just how much is involved in this, because there really is. Just to put a football game on where you got 4,000 or 5,000 people that are coming in. I mean, the tickets that are involved. Getting the buses here, getting teams here.
And it doesn't end on Friday because on
Right.
Monday morning you have to clean up the
Right.
count and do all that. So
Yeah.
it's a
It's a whole
in
weekend.
the morning you clean up, in the afternoon you prepare.
Right, absolutely. And then I know you guys also are in charge and do a great job of like when visiting teams come in for tournaments and stuff, especially during the winter and stuff. I mean, there's food that you guys get around for everybody and all that kind of stuff. And usually I'm lucky enough to get invited to that, so that works out good for me too. So, well, hey, thanks for being and spending some time with us. I know you guys got to get back to the salt mine here. You guys once again do a great job, and
you.
I know we all deeply appreciate what you guys do for everyone in the athletics department and all the different teams and all that kind of thing. So you guys have a great day, and thanks again.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks.
Bobby.
You bet.
Always good.
We'll be back with more of the Bart Curtis Show right after this.
Hello, this is Clay Johnson from N&J Auto Sales. For over 70 years, my family has been in the car business. We have sold thousands of cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans over the years. We are known for quality, low-mileage vehicles and outstanding customer service. But here's something you might not know. We buy vehicles. Have a lease coming due? Stop by N&J. We can make you an offer on your existing lease and might even put some cash in your pocket. N&J Auto Sales, located at the corner of Detroit and Market Street in downtown Warsaw, where we sell and buy vehicles. Stop by and let's talk.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Bart Curtis Show. And you've seen a lot here so far. You've seen 3 of our kids were interviewed, and then we had a special feature, Coach, on just right before this segment there that featured our 2 athletic secretaries who do so much for the program and behind the scenes there with Amy Berg and Leslie Jackson. So they just really do a good job. So we were able to get them on the show and talk to them a little bit about what their duties and responsibilities are, because it really takes a lot of things to keep things rolling in through that athletic department with all the different sports and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, it is a tough, thankless, sometimes unappreciated job in that office. And to get everything ready for what you saw Friday night, the number of people that are involved in a Friday night football game it's not just 2 teams rolling out.
no,
I mean, you've got to take care of officials,
yeah,
concessions,
tickets,
ticket workers, coaches' families,
Right.
college coaches that come and want to watch the game. And I'm probably barely scratching the surface,
Right.
but field setup,
yeah,
press box,
yep. The list goes
scoreboard
on.
work. Yeah,
Sure.
there's just so much that goes into it, and we'd certainly be in trouble without those 2.
Absolutely. All right, Coach. Speaking of trouble, the Tigers gave the Plymouth Rockies all kinds of trouble. That was a nice segue there, wasn't it?
It was.
Trouble was what the Tigers were for the Plymouth Rockies as they came into Fisher Field on Friday night.
Well, and like we talked last week, Dave, we knew they were going to be a young team, a young program, junior varsity caliber,
Right.
with a lot of young kids. And 2 things can happen when you're playing a team that is younger than you and maybe is overmatched, as was the case Friday night. You can mill around a little bit and not play to your highest level, or mature teams, and I think in some aspects we're maturing.
Getting there, yeah.
Not in all aspects for certain. But teams that know how to take care of business do what we did Friday night. So that was encouraging that we were able to come out and be very businesslike, very operational, very matter of fact in our approach. And there toward the end of the first half, it got a little crazy. It went from 28-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the half, and then with 2 minutes to go in the half, it was 56-0.
yeah,
So it got a little out of hand.
Right.
But I was pleased with our kids' effort on the field. Our varsity defense only played 18 snaps.
Right.
Our varsity offense, I think, played 26 snaps. So didn't get the reps we maybe wanted, but
Right.
we'll find out coming up if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah, one thing here that I want to bring out, and we talk about it, special teams. I think our special teams are playing at a real high level, especially kickoff coverage and the punt return, catching the ball, and all that kind of stuff. I've seen great improvement in it. I know Coach Fraz is in charge of that area, and I know all of you guys pitch in on the special teams, but I think that area really showed up really well as a strong part of the game, as all 3 aspects were on Friday night.
I agree with you. It was nice to put every kick into the end zone. That is such an advantage.
It really is.
And then on one of them, we thought, okay, let's not kick it quite as deep and see how our coverage team is.
Right.
And we covered well, I think, on 2 of them. And then there's another situation where we were 10 for 10 on PATs.
Yeah.
We didn't punt, which is fine with me.
Right. Never been something you're really interested in doing.
And punt return was very successful.
Yeah.
I think Trey Kuntz caught 2.
Right.
Tristan Wilson caught 1 or 2. So yeah, that phase of the game, and Coach Fraz and Coach Kuntz organizing that, along with the help of the defensive staff, has made made things
Right.
go fairly smooth.
Well, special teams is very important, and if you don't believe that, talk to Brian Kelly from Notre or LSU now. If anyone watched that game on Sunday night, special teams played a special part.
Yeah, everything matters. What your left wing back on the PAT team does matters. What your right guard does on the PAT team matters. And I've noticed we've got a little leakage here and there. How hard what your contain guy does on kickoff matters. 2 weeks ago against Chesterton, we had our a contain issue that didn't cost us a touchdown, but it cost us 10 to 15 yards.
Right.
That matters. All the little things you do that seem like little things all add up to make big things. If you don't take care of those, it matters against you.
Absolutely. Coach, we're just kind of taking a look at the offensive and the defensive. Obviously, the defensive unit, they scored twice. I mean, that's pretty remarkable there that they were able to do that. Again, going against a young, inexperienced team, but nevertheless, they certainly got the job done.
And I'm not a fun fact guy. I know you find that hard to believe.
No.
I'm not a very fun guy to begin with. But a fun fact, we have scored 3 defensive touchdowns as a varsity defense and given up 1.
Right.
So I find that kind of
That's
fun. Now,
pretty good stuff.
Will that continue on? You
Right.
know, the saga continues.
Right.
You got to continue to, and they are a group that we've discussed a lot, a group that has tons of starts and snaps under their belt. So what we're seeing, we should see, but they have taken it to another level.
I believe
and
they
are
have.
going to have to continue to do that moving forward.
Right.
Playing every snap as hard as you possibly can, knowing your assignments, aligning correctly, playing low and getting off blocks and getting to the football. We've done that really, really well most of the time.
Right.
How do you play when things aren't going your way?
Right.
How do you play when you're maybe a little tired because it's going to be hot Friday night? It's supposed to be 84 at kickoff. Those are all things that where your leadership and your character get exposed.
Right, exactly. And speaking of leadership,
Good or bad?
oh yeah, absolutely. Speaking of leadership, there, your quarterback, Grady Nolan. I thought again the varsity first team didn't get out there a whole lot, but when they were out there to start the game out, I thought that he had real good command of what was going on out there, the follow,
He did.
and all of that kind of thing that was going on. I mean, all of it was working. Is the way I
It was,
felt.
and part of that was we were playing a junior varsity
Right.
caliber varsity team.
Right.
The other part of that is the kids have worked awfully hard, and Grady in particular, at getting this right.
Sure.
And the ball was only on the ground once.
Right.
We had a lot of people contribute, both running and throwing the football.
Absolutely.
I thought that Grady felt a lot. I can't tell you how he felt. It appeared that he felt a whole lot more comfortable and confident
Yeah, I agree.
with his snaps and getting us into a favorable play. So the line was coming off the ball pretty well. We got some adequate play out of our halfbacks. We're going to need bigger and better play out of them moving forward. And then our split ends, I haven't gotten the summary yet from Coach Coons, but I think they blocked, hopefully at a high level, and we even caught a pass.
Absolutely, that's true. You did. One thing I wanted to point out too, here, going back to special teams real quick. We got quarterbacks. We got 2 sophomore quarterbacks that got to play quite a bit, of course, the second half there. But one that stood out to me is when Mr. Villama was taking the snap. He got for an extra point. It was way out of whack, and he jumped up, didn't jump up. He grabbed it out of the air and set it down there, and they kicked it right through. I thought that's pretty cool.
I saw that, yeah. And one of the advantages, God bless, and I love Tucker Curtis.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure his hands would have been able to get up that high.
Yeah.
Certainly not from his scooter.
Right, exactly.
But each week I mention him, and surgery on Thursday.
Right.
Team leader on Friday, connected with one of our young Tigers who had a similar but more serious mishap.
Right. That's good.
Marshall Lenfesty, and Tucker was able to connect with him, give
Great.
him a jersey, and
Oh, cool.
explain to him that
Yeah.
life goes on.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that
Yeah,
was
it's good stuff.
kind of cool with that. And both sophomore quarterbacks compete against each other, and
Yes.
competition is healthy.
Oh, yeah.
And they are both nipping at the heels of our junior quarterback.
Right,
so,
right.
That's a nice luxury to have.
Right.
Obviously, there was a reason our senior quarterback was starter at the beginning of the
Sure.
year. But I'm telling you that all three of those young men are extremely confident
Right.
and playing better. And our freshman quarterback, Quentin Brock.
Absolutely.
So we've got a nice, John Paul, George, and Ringo there,
Right. Right.
So
Absolutely.
I expect some great things out of these guys moving forward
Mm-hmm.
and in the future as well.
No question. Well, Coach, we've been putting some the highlights underneath as you and I talk here, and I had plenty of highlights to use this week, so people are going to see a lot of those there. But that's over with. I mean, the Plymouth thing, we opened up the Northern Lakes Conference season with a big win. Now we get to go back to Concord, and the last time we were up at Concord, it didn't end the way we wanted.
It didn't. It hadn't ended up there the way that Warsaw would like for a very, very long time.
Right.
I'm not sure if Ronald Reagan was president or if Theodore Roosevelt
Right,
was
well,
president the last time that
Could've-
Warsaw Tigers went up there and won a football game at
Right.
Concord High School.
Right.
Hadn't happened in a long time.
Right, exactly.
To leave out the funny stuff, 2011 is what I believe.
Right, it was last time.
Was the last time that Warsaw was victorious at Jake Field or Concord High School.
Right.
So we're not going to treat this any different than normal. Concord is a team that is so well coached
Yeah, they
and
are.
plays so stinking hard that they're going to, they're not off to one of their better starts, but I've seen this happen with them before. They
Right.
get better
They'll get
and
better.
better and better. So we're going to have to approach this in a very business-like fashion. We need to have 4 great days of practice and go up there and when it's time, play our brand of football and execute the way we need to.
Absolutely.
Because, they're 1-2.
Right.
Their 2 losses are to Northwood, who's really good.
They're good.
And Elkhart,
Yep.
who's really
Very
good.
good.
Okay? Their win was against Jimtown,
Right.
who's really good. So gauging, I'm not big on, A beat B, B beat
Yeah,
C,
yeah.
so should C beat
Not
A.
in high school football.
Yeah. Anything can happen when you start comparing scores.
All right.
So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to throw out all the preconceptions other than the fact that we are going to prepare on grass
Right.
this week and next week, and we prepared on grass last week,
Right.
as you're well aware, so it's not a complete shock.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're used to walking out 10 feet, hey, there's the nice soft squishy
Right.
turf.
Right.
With the only thing I got to worry about going wrong is I might get some rubber pellets in my eyes or
Right.
in my shoes.
Right.
Okay. So the game initially was played, and some of our kids may not know this, on grass.
Grass, that's right.
Oftentimes dirt.
Right.
Oftentimes frozen.
Right.
Hard.
Or
dirt.
mud.
Yeah, or mud. Yeah. So we need to
Get acclimated.
get in
towards that,
touch get in touch with the roots of the game
Right.
and get down on the field and then transfer that over Friday night at Jake Field in Concord.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we're off to a 3-0 start. It's a great start for the Tigers, but, the mantra around here has been, ever since you've been around, is 1-0, and that's the goal as we travel up to, and we will be kicking off at 7 o'clock up at Concord, so that's for all of our fans out there. And we appreciate all of our fans watching the Bart Curtis Show. We've had well over 200 people each show watching the show there, so you're a big draw, Coach, and it's pretty good.
No, I do not believe that is the case. I can assure you that it is not people tuning in to hear me, and nor should it be. It's about the program,
Right.
the kids you have on there, the special guests,
Right.
and our beloved hosts.
It's always fun to do, and we really appreciate you taking time to be with us there. And whatever, I think everyone's got the mentality, whatever we can do to help the Tiger program improve and get better and better each and every day and each and every week, I think that's what everyone's in the mix for.
It is, and I want to thank you for doing this because it is a nice touch. I try to get this out to the parents
Right.
on our Sports U.
That's why we're getting so many views too.
And, well, and it's a nice touch that maybe a lot of programs don't have the opportunity to have. So it's good to have the parents hear their kids' thoughts on things.
Sure.
So to review and some of the highlights.
Right. Check 1, 2. Got sound.
How do you
That's
know?
good in here because I can see that little line going back and forth. Let's see if this looks. Oh, look at that. This is going to be great. You know, this is a. No, you don't want to do that. I might pass out. That'd be bad.
And a big thanks to everyone that made things possible this week. Reinhold's Town Square Furniture, N&J Auto Sales, our very special guest, Amy and Leslie. Also, Bryce Duncan, Jackson Walters, and Ian Nichols. Coach Bart Curtis, and all you Tiger fans. We'll see you this coming Friday up at Concord. Beat the Minutemen, and let's go 1-0 on Friday night. Thanks for tuning in.